here, Africa Social TV. It is updates on the go straight away. Jose Chameleone steps in for sick Moze Radio Goodlyfe shows. Now, what does that mean? If you're a musician, you're equally talented. And if you're equally talented, which means you have to mind your social life. What do I mean? Your music, your voice is your business right here. So which means any artist out there has to be a little bit careful. I know accidents do happen, but you have to be a little bit more careful with what you do, because a lot of things go on. When you're a good musician, if you have the work, just like the people say these days, the public says, if you have the good work, you're gonna be a hot cake. You're going to sell out records and all that kind of stuff. So what does that mean? If you sell out a lot of stuff, you have a lot of fans. You get, when you have a lot of fans, you are equally booked out there. Now, it should be noted that Radio and Weasel are a hot cake in Uganda. Not only in Uganda, but they are Africa's dynamic duo. What does that mean? They have sold out concerts. They have the good music. I mean, they have weekly gigs. Some of the weekly gigs, they even just dash them out and slide them over. Like, you know what? We won't handle, but we can handle a few here. Now, at the time when Sick Moze Radio got his accident, there were already bookings, obviously, upcountry, where here and there, East Africa wise, it could be Kenya, Tanzania, and all that kind of stuff. So the accident happened. It wasn't called for, you know, it wasn't called for. It wasn't, we cannot say, you know, it was his fault and all that stuff. Just take it like an accident, yeah? So what happens to the promoters who have organized these concerts? What happens to the money? And remember, in the music business, for at least, if you coordinate well with the management of the artists or the other artists like Radio and Weasel, which means you have to pay about 60% of that amount of money they've asked for before they can step on that stage. So which means the management of Radio and Weasel already has some money over there. So they have to handle out this business so well. So they looked around, who can be a replacement to these concerts really? The only guy who can satisfy a music crowd in Uganda is well known as the legend Dr. Jose Chameleone. Obviously, he vowed to step in for Moze Radio and Weasel. So what does that mean? Weasel cannot step on that stage alone because they booked them as a duo, that is Radio and Weasel. And the fact that Weasel is traumatized right now, he cannot do anything because this is his brother. We can say it's his brother right now. They come from way back. Without Radio, sometimes Weasel cannot do, and without Weasel, sometimes Radio cannot do. Though we all know that Radio is he has the vocal ability to make his own songs and all that kind of stuff, and to pull obviously a particular crowd. Yeah. So right now, Jose Radio steps in for these guys for the concerts that have been booked. Now, starting this weekend, Jose Radio will traverse all the bookings, all the arenas that Radio and Weasel had been booked for, obviously. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just keep your fingers crossed for Moze Radio, because it's still in hospital doing the medication and all that kind of stuff. But at Africa Social TV, right here, we give you the updates on the go. I'm here for you, obviously. But do one thing for me, click subscribe. Throw me those comments in the commentary section. Let me know about what you think. Just a Chameleone stepping in for Radio and Weasel. Now, this is where they say that the music business is a family. They could have beefed in the past. It could have been their own boss, but right now he's stepping in for them. He's the only guy who can satisfy a Radio Weasel crowd, not any other. My name is Dennis the Business. Find me at D the Business on Twitter, as well as Dennis the Business on both Facebook and Africa Social TV. I'm out for now. Peace.